Tearing through the limousine, you're unscathed. I'm the king of the game and I won't be swayed. But there's something I need, something to push me higher. Talk show Chris Collins and HenricK, they're on fire. They're watching all the rage quitters, exposing them with pain. They keep their gaming real, that's why they get a lot of respect from me. Rage quit, Chris and HenricK, don't you ever stop. You're the voice of the gamers, splittering rage quitters on the spot. With your wit and laughter, you're the champions we need. Rage quit, Chris and HenricK, you're the heroes of the gaming breed. Turn around the video game mayhem. Chris Collins and HenricK, the rat bring the chaos. Gaming news and industry talk, they got it all. Rage quitting, head banging, it's a metal bro. Mental meltdown, gaming in flames. Chris and HenricK bringing the thunderous rage. Video games and viral content. Better games, ripping through pixels, the ultimate game to get away. The ultimate. Game over, I'm feeling the rage. Chris Collins and HenricK on the stage, talking gaming news. Industry they can't escape, reviewing video games. No need to debate, they bring the heat, spitting truth non-stop with fiery words. They're ready to drop, making waves in the world of video games. Collins and HenricK, they don't play no games. From console wars to DLC scales, they expose it all, making sure no one jails. The audience fired up, ready to explode. When rage quits on, you know it's a code. You know it's a code. When rage quits on, you know it's a code. Rage quit, rage quit. I'm losing my mind. Chris and HenricK, they're talking gaming all the time. Rage quit, rage quit. It's a love-hate affair, but I keep coming back, ain't nothing else to compare. Rage quit, it's a love-hate affair.
What's raging, gamers? Welcome to Rage Quit Video Game Talk Show. How you doing, fam? I got a jam-packed show for everybody that's tuning in live, whether that is Meta, YouTube, and Twitch. So go ahead, join along inside the chat box because your comment could get featured live on air because we got so much things to discuss. But before we even begin, I just want to go ahead and showcase my QR code for anybody out there that hasn't already. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a live show. And also my homeboy co-host HenricK, he is out traveling the world as he is on vacation, checking out South Korea and Japan, and I know he's having a kick-ass time. And so what are you waiting for? Screenshot, like, share, subscribe. You should know the drill by now. But hey, at the start of the show, I always like to start off the show with a bang and show you guys a lot of viral content that is circulating all across the World Wide Web. So let's get it. All right, picture this. It's 2025, and somehow the internet's found a new way to get weird again because while new AI products drop every 5 minutes, it's like Pokemon at this point. Congratulations, you've just unlocked another terrifying evolution of technology. But what one comes from OpenAI, the same people who made ChatGPT, you might be familiar with them. It usually means we're in for something big. And their latest creation, well, it is called Sora 2. And just look at how cute that little guy is. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? It just went live this month, and apparently it's the most advanced video creator ever made. This thing can render epic fantasy worlds, realistic human faces, and probably your deepest insecurities in low-scale video edits. But here's where it gets spicy. Sora 2 lets you scan your face and drop it into videos. Yours or, anyone's. Because what could possibly go wrong with giving the internet the power to deepfake themselves into anything? And chaos has arrived. People are using Sora 2 to create what can only be described as the greatest crossover event in police history. We're talking Super Mario in a high-speed chase in his cart, SpongeBob getting pulled over outside the Krusty Krab, Pikachu peeling out in a red Ferrari, and Ash Ketchum finally catching charges instead of Pokemon. And it's the kind of content that makes you laugh and then immediately start to wonder if this is how society collapses. I mean, one viral body cam video at a time. Because while OpenAI swears Sora 2 will revolutionize filmmaking and unlock human creativity, what it's actually unlocking is every copyright lawyer's worst nightmare. And honestly, I don't think even Disney's legal team, or let's say Nintendo's army of cease and desist, could stop what's coming. So, yeah, buckle up or don't. Because the line between AI art and digital anarchy just got a sequel. So let's go ahead and roll the clip surrounding a lot of this viral content utilizing gaming characters. Crazy.
Keep your hands on the wheel!
You almost wiped out 3 cars back there. Put it in park now.
I'm sorry, officer. I just...
Don't move. Latch is locked. Open it right now.
He's still southbound, weaving through traffic, 88 miles an hour.
Out of the way. Mamma mia.
Are live over Interstate 75 where that red go-kart driven by the man known as Super Mario is still running from troopers.
You know how fast you were going? Get out of the car, now! Don't play dumb with me, open the door! Now! Damn it, stop the car!
Hands where I can see him, Ash. You're being detained for illegal Pokemon fights and cruelty.
Look, it's not what it looks
Don't
like.
move.
Oh. Hey,
Stop! He's running! Get back here! Down!
Oh, okay.
Hands behind your back!
Captain, keep your hands on the wheel! You almost wiped out 3 cars back there! Put it in park, now!
I'm sorry, officer. I just...
Don't move, door's locked, unlock it right now!
I can't get a ticket.
Hey, stop the car!
This stuff is getting so kooky by the day. Not even by the hours, by the day. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, that stuff looks so freaking realistic for low-scale video edits, and that's why I always make that joke all the time. How is anybody with the next upcoming generation going to tell the difference between a black and white photo and AI? It's insane. But of course, gamers all across the world were responding to a majority of these videos with the following. So the first one reads, corporations, when they're using thousands of hours of copyrighted artwork, AI is the wave of the future. But then the other side of it is corporations, when the public is getting free copies of their work, it's stealing. Yeah, and like, how does that even actually work and apply? I mean, yeah, it's easy to sue and go after the companies like Grok with, Elon Musk's, xAI company, or you even got Sora, you even got Alphabet with Google, even adapting to their own, AI tool. And it's coming to a point where this is going to be so hard to decipher. How do you even win in the court of law, moving forward, when you can just generate this content within seconds? Yeah, it might get deleted very fast off the internet, but uploaded very quickly. And then the fact that they're even able to like type in Pikachu in a red Ferrari speeding off away from a police officer, like, how is it able to be so spot on to draw Pikachu? Oh yeah, I wonder. Maybe because these major corporations that are, thriving on the AI push is stealing from those artists. Maybe it's not just those kids, those pestering kids on Discord making memes like these ones that you see on screen. And then Boomer Scam Simulator version 2 looking bussin', with the follow-up comment that reads, man, imagine the level of scams now possible now. Download some Gen Z kids' social media, find their grandparents' contact info, text them AI-generated videos of you in trouble, arrested, and you need to send them bail and etc. It's already happening. I mean, have you guys not seen those clips online? Especially, it's been, at least on my feed on Instagram, where people are sending text out to their boomer parents and going, hey, Dad, you had an old high school buddy that showed up to the house. He's homeless and he needed a shower and a place to stay for a couple hours, and it's all an AI homeless man. And then the dad's panicking on the other end like, wait, what are you doing? I don't know him. Call me now. Call me now. And there's like 11 missed calls. I mean, I just saw another one today before we jumped on air where it was a boyfriend pranking their girlfriend with the sexy maid. Like, don't you remember that we agreed upon this? Wait, why is she posing for every photo? Call me. What are you doing? And then I'd like to see someone recreate season 8 of Game of Thrones someday. If it keeps going at this rate, give it like 2 more years, and you can get a custom ending. Yeah, you really can. Have you not seen those videos that were already circulating like last year with people literally recreating 20-minute episodes of South Park? I don't think we're too far away from recreating the end of season 8 of Game of Thrones. Wild. This technology is freaking insane. But hey, let's keep it rolling because gamers, it's that time again. Call of Duty dropped the beta and hackers dropped right in with it. I mean, reports of cheaters in Black Ops 7 started surfacing faster than your teammate yelling, lag! I got lag! I'm sorry! And we lost that gunfight. But seriously, the beta went live, and then within hours, people were posting clips of wall hacks, aim bots, and enough shady gameplay to make you wonder if half of these players moonlight for Anonymous. Well, now Activision swears they've got this thing handled. Their anti-cheat squad, Team Ricochet, which to me always sounds less like a security force and more like a Saturday morning cartoon, says their new system is stronger than ever. They're apparently banning cheaters faster than you can text ARC Raiders. You can't even type a competitive game in Black Ops 7 right now. Did you know that? Anyways, and for you PC players out there, you now have to enable Secure Boot and TPN 2.0 just to run the game, which is ironic because the only people who don't need security are the ones cheating. But here's the kicker. Activision expected cheaters. They literally said, yo, like the beta's a testing ground for hackers. And that's like saying, imagine if Apple launching a new iPhone started saying, hey, listen, we expected that people were going to steal a few, and we're just trying to see how fast our security can catch up. Does that make any sense? No, not at all. But according to Activision, these new robust systems are detecting and banning cheaters faster than ever. They're bragging about, catching 97% of cheaters within 30 minutes of signing in, which that might sound impressive to them, but until you realize that's exactly enough time for one hacker to ruin an entire lobby, get a tactical nuke, and upload it to TikTok. And they also say less than 1% of the cheaters actually made it into the matches during the beta, but judging by the number of viral clips online, that 1% was very productive. And get this, Activision says most of those accounts featured in those cheating videos were already banned by the time the footage went viral, which is like saying, sure, the house burned down, but we did turn off the gas afterwards. So, is this a bad look for Call of Duty, or just another day in the never-ending war between gamers and cheaters? Let's go ahead and roll a clip and find out.
Maybe just aimbotting, but I don't know. He shot me through a wall.
No, he's aimbotting.
No, he wilding too.
He's
way before she fucking even
in the beta.
I never understood the hype around this kind of style of cheating and hacking. Is that just to kind of see how far you can push the limit of your own PC hardware? Or you just like causing havoc? I need to know. Where's a hacker that's tuning in live to Rage Quit Video Game Talk Show? Tell me, is this fun? Is that the way to go? To pester and ruin every single lobby before the game officially drops? Well, people online had a lot to say. While he's wall hacking in the cat cafe. That's a little bit of a joke made towards one of the developers for Black Ops 7 that was just a little too enthusiastic over having a cat cafe in multiplayer mode. Apparently that was something that was a major focus in the developing process of building an iconic map for the Call of Duty franchise. See you all on Battlefield 6. Is that it? I mean, I have also seen clips where people were trolling the beta even for Battlefield 6 as well. I mean, do you expect that Battlefield 6 is going to be, like, flawless on day one? I don't know, gamers. I'm expecting a patch, like a 15-gigabyte patch on day one to try to address a lot of flaws that always come with modern-day multiplayer games. And then we also have a last comment here that reads, don't have to update cheats when they just release the same game every year. That's a great point. It's like they wonder why their own anti-cheat systems can't seem to, block out the offender. Maybe, just maybe, if you just tweak the gameplay just a little bit, maybe, no guarantees, might be able to fight off a good amount of the 1%ers that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 crew is claiming that they defeated in the end from infiltrating your Call of Duty lobby. Ain't that something? Well, let's keep it moving, because have you ever seen someone so dedicated to gaming and sports that they refuse to pick a side? Well, this guy did. In a viral clip, we've got a gamer deep in an intense boss fight in Ghost of Yotei, and at the same time, he's watching a football game in the background. One for slaying samurais, and another for watching his fantasy team die in real time. And apparently this battle was so important, he couldn't possibly wait until after kickoff. So what does he do? This man literally rolled out a second TV like he was a substitute teacher on movie day. Did you love those days growing up? I mean, he's sitting there on the edge of his seat, controller in hand, eyes bouncing between a samurai showdown and a 3rd and long. I mean, it's just pure chaos. And like he's trying to save Japan and his fantasy football team's hopes of making the playoffs in the same breath. If you haven't seen this clip, let's go ahead and check it out.
He's almost there!
Come on! That's what we do!
I think we've all can at least admit we've done that at least one time. I know when I'm playing Madden, I tend to start to stand up once it starts to reach the third quarter, especially if I'm down like 10 points in an online match. So I get where that guy's coming from, but with the boss battle, did you do that when you're playing Liza P or a Dark Souls series or Elden Ring, for a matter of fact? Don't be acting like as if you've never been there before. But man, this comment reads, that boy's celebrating through clenched teeth. Trust that was the last attempt before the crash. I think he tried to restrain himself as best as possible, but I wonder how he feels now that his girlfriend was secretly recording him and then blasted him all over the World Wide Web. Do you think he would have is he crashing out after? I don't know. I'm calling in a gamer. And then the next one reads, he lost like 5 times in a row if he'd be doing that. Not all the time. Not all the time it does that. I mean, sometimes when you get that awesome cinematic, the lights start to dimmer down, you start to get that one-on-one, you get in that kind of feeling like you get when you're playing Mortal Kombat and you're going into round 3. I can't really lose this one or I'm going to have to restart this fight all over again. You know that struggle's real. We've all been there. And then I like his health bar. He's hitting the hot water springs a lot. Yeah, I know. I've been seeing a lot of you guys like to think that it's cute to show her ass cheeks online. You pervs. Oh, boy. Was it for the health bar or to see her buttocks? I don't know. Y'all are crazy. But, hey, this is Rage Quit Video Game Talk Show, and I can't thank you, the gamers, for always tuning in live, whether it is Meta, Twitch, and YouTube. And I want to encourage you all to join the chat box because I will feature you here live on air. I might say something that just sounds so grand. Maybe something that just ruffles your feathers and you're just going, Chris, you are dead ass wrong. Well, I want to know from you. So join the conversation and let's let the ball roll, baby. But hey, are you ready to rock and roll? Because I know I am. So let's get it, fam. What's good, listeners? Welcome to Patch Notes, where I discuss gaming news, industry talk, and so much more. Let's get it. So apparently Microsoft woke up one morning, looked at Netflix, Hulu, and YouTube and said, you know what gamers need? More ads. After years of rumors, the free version of the Xbox Cloud Gaming is finally happening. And yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. You can now stream games for free as long as you're willing to watch commercials first, because nothing says next-gen gaming like a pre-roll ad for laundry detergent before you drop into Halo, right? And don't eat the Tide Pods. Might want to put that down. Just a thought. But according to reports, Xbox employees are already testing it internally. 2 minutes of ads before your game starts. That's right, just 2 minutes, which doesn't sound bad until you realize that every Gen Z gamer has been programmed to watch 8 ad rollouts on Twitch before watching their favorite streamer. And there's a catch. Microsoft's also testing a 1-hour play limit and a 5-hour monthly cap. So it's kind of like a free trial, except it resets just when you're about to win. And you'll be halfway through a boss fight, and then suddenly, boom, your free session has ended. So the free tier supposedly includes retro classics. Yay! At least you can get those done in time. And free play days titles, which let Xbox players try games over a weekend. So yeah, if you've ever wanted to relive your childhood and be reminded that adult life is sponsored by McDonald's, congratulations, Microsoft has your back. But hey, at least it's available everywhere. PC, consoles, handhelds, and the web, which means you can now be frustrated by Xbox load times anywhere, anytime. And this all comes right after Microsoft jacked up the Game Pass prices by 50%. So yeah, if you didn't like paying more, now you can just pay with your time and your sanity. But here's the real question for gamers. Would you actually sit through ads just to play for free? Or is this Microsoft's way of testing how desperate we are to game on a budget? Well, that's where the gamers come in. Man, they were quick to jump online. And let's go ahead and dive right on in, because the first comment reads, "Sorry, squad. I can't play another match just yet. I need to watch another 5 minutes of gambling ads. Please drink a verification can." Could you imagine? I mean, no more bus stops. No more identifying a motorcycle in the 9 square grid. You need to sip on this verification can. Your Mountain Dew, to make sure that you are a legit gamer still here with us. And then the next one reads, "Inflation. Let's see who you really are. Corporate greed." Yeah. There's a lot of corporate greed out there, but then, was anybody anticipating that Xbox was legit going to be bringing you a free Game Pass with ads? Just that? Not pay for anything? Were we really anticipating that, gamers? Just what everyone wanted in gaming. Not owning anything and getting interrupted with ads. And then a follow-up comment reads, "From the article, sources tell me the internal testing includes around 2 minutes of pre-roll ads before a game is available to stream for free through Xbox Cloud Gaming. So it would be ads before you launch the game, not an interruption of the game itself. For now, they will throw more and more ads in there as time goes on, just as they've continually increased the price of Game Pass." Or, does anybody own YouTube TV? I mean, holy cow, it's like the last 5 years, every year, the thing ups the ante in subscription price. Or what about Netflix or Hulu running these ads? There was a point where there were no ads, like Amazon Prime. Hey, before we start the show, we got to run the ad. It's like, I already pay $120 for the whole entire year. I paid for the Prime shipping. Why am I still watching ads? So I'm with this second comment. It's like, yeah, well, I'm actually with the third comment, excuse me, where it's like, yeah, it might be just before the game launches, but don't be surprised if you're playing like Mario Kart World and then all of a sudden after like the third race, you got to get suckered into like a Twitch ad that has pre-rolls rolling for like 8 straight because they know your salty ass is broke and doesn't want to pay for any more games. I get it. I'm like that too. I love cloud gaming. I love having over 300 plus games on the go. I totally understand, but if ads come into place and I have to pay more to remove them, that might get me starting to second guess whether I really want to invest moving forward. But translation. Microsoft is getting ready to launch ads in all but top tier of Xbox cloud gaming in a year. Do we buy that? Do we really think that Microsoft is legit going to put ads on all of them except Ultimate? There has been the talks that, with AAA and some of, like to call themselves quadruple A games, they got to cover the cost. And a lot of these developers and even publishers, including the studios, even including what Xbox and Microsoft already own, are claiming that they are not getting the money back that they would like to anticipate. And even with cloud gaming, it's been held as, a really damning piece in the gaming industry, because how do you make your money back if nobody's buying physical goods, physical media? And what's the number one way to try to recoup the cost? Well, Microsoft's going to talk to every other company to see, hey, you want to place ads on our cloud gaming space so we can recoup the lost cost? Yeah. Oh, someone had to go there. We got better deals from AOL. 1,175 hours free for 50 days. So it wasn't necessarily 1,000 hours. You had 50 days, you logged in, you had to try to use as much as you could. No one was glued in front of their screens that long with AOL. Were you? I don't know. I'm asking a Gen Zer that's like leaning in up against the wall, smoking his stogie, judging the rest of us younger generations. I'm asking you. Were you on AOL all the time like that? And then the last comment reads, y'all, Nvidia has GeForce Now, which does the same thing of having ads before you play a game. You're literally playing for free. The main issue is how Xbox is only giving you 5 hours a month on the free tier. Stop being so damn stupid, guys. Things cost money. Yeah, but this is great for Nvidia and GeForce Now. They're like, sweet. we didn't have to be the scapegoats that everybody hates. Just like Nintendo raising prices to $80, for video games. They're like, hey, it wasn't us this time. It was Nintendo. And so now all it takes is one top industry leader to pursue a task, and then others follow. Don't you see it coming? For the worst. It is insane. So here's the question for gamers. Would you actually sit through ads if it meant playing for free? Or is Microsoft just testing how far they can push us before we rage quit? Let me know what's good. And let's see, it looks like we got a comment here. Jet 2 holiday commercial after getting whooped would be brutal. That lady has an iconic voice, I gotta say. I love it. And that totally fits her for those promos. But yeah, wouldn't that be something? Or Whopper Junior. That would be so funny. A Burger King. Oh boy. Or it's going to start showing up in Grand Theft Auto 6 on the TVs in the background. We're like, oh my God, I got to watch an ad before I play the game, and I'm seeing it in the game. Oh my gosh. I mean, dude, they were doing that in the Crew at one point. Remember President Barack Obama had ads, political ads in video games? It could happen, fam. But hey, anyways, let's keep things rolling because Elon Musk is back in the headlines, which, let's be honest, is less of a surprise and more of a daily weather report at this point. I mean, the man could literally tweet, I just invented rainfall, and half the internet would scream bullshit while the other half is encouraged by the scientific discovery. And this time, Elon says AI company xAI is working on something truly groundbreaking, an AI-generated video game made by his chatbot, Grok. And it's supposedly coming before the end of next year. That's kind of wild development. Because if there's one thing Elon loves more than rockets and crypto memes, it's giving deadlines that age worse than Concorde's launch, okay? Let's just be real. And if you don't believe me that this is real, well, xAI even has a job posting for video games tutor. Yes, that's a real title. Whose job is to train Grok how to make fun and engaging games. This gig pays up to $45 to $100 an hour, which kind of, I'm sure, is making a lot of us gamers start to rethink our passive income or our part-time gigs. And maybe we might just want to participate in training Grok, which sounds awesome until you discover your role is to explain to an algorithm why gamers rage quit when an escort mission fails for the 12th time. And now, to be fair, Elon's not the only one hyping up AI in gaming. You might have heard of this gentleman before. Epic Games, Tim Sweeney, recently said that small developer teams will soon be able to make games as big as Breath of the Wild using AI prompts. And get this, you might have heard of Baldur's Gate 3, the team behind Larian Studios. Well, Cromwell stepped in like the adult in the room and said, cool, but maybe we should start first with leadership and vision, which, yeah, that's a fair point. You can't automate creativity when half the industry is still figuring out how to ship a game without a day one patch the size of a small moon, and then meanwhile, the rest of the world's already on edge about AI and entertainment. But let's talk about the real twist here. Hollywood's acting like AI just showed up at their front door uninvited, but the truth is they literally left the door open. I mean, have you guys seen this? SAG-AFTRA, the actors union, now clutching its pearls over AI, actually signed multiple AI deals the last couple of years. We're talking Replica Studios for digital voice replicas, Narrative for voice licensing in ads, or Ethovox for foundational voice models, and even agreements baked right into their new contracts. The interactive media agreement for video games in July 2025 and the commercials contracts in May 2025. So yeah, while they're out here calling AI, a threat to creativity, they're already handed the keys and a union badge. I mean, think about it. It's like yelling fire in a theater you helped install the sprinkler system in. So between copyright lawsuits and the questionable timelines and the possibility of AI writing the next Call of Duty killer, I gotta ask, will AI revolutionize entertainment, or will it just generate another overhyped trailer for a game that never actually launches? And so, gamers were very, very quick to jump online. And so let's go ahead and read the comments. So the first one here is, I just don't see the appeal of this. Like music or any formal art, the magic is the fact it came from human imagination and great talent. AI could make an incredible masterpiece in a technical sense, but for me, it loses all meaning. I mean, if we have procedurally generated games, I mean, in a sense, you know, if an AI game does show up, we legit have gamers out there that are like, I don't even want to test it out, not just a little bit. Even if it starts being utilized as a tool to help revamp PS1 games, or let's say a PC Commodore game into something that's a little bit more modernized for the youth that maybe never touched those kind of style of games that you grew up loving. I mean, I think there's a lot of great benefits to AI, but to fully, I mean, do people realize you still have to text in the prompt of what you want to see, and then you're going to have to, you know, flesh it out, smoothen it out, probably add your own spin to it. I mean, to have it fully AI, I think it might be a little difficult. But then again, you also have comments like this that read, Ass has announced that Hole will release a shit before the end of 2026. And yeah, Elon Musk is also, along with xAI, pushing the idea that his game studio will also be able to create movies. Movies. Just like the one that SAG's now fearful of with Tilly Norwood. Tilly Norwood, by the way, doesn't that sound like a girl that's like stars in a soap opera who, you know, lurks on, you know, young adolescents to steal their parents' credit cards so they can run it up? Mom, I thought I was getting V-Bucks, extra ones. I didn't mean to send it all over to Tilly. Who's Tilly? Crazy. Crazy, crazy stuff. And then you guys always act like you're better than me. Pixel artist, you know, you got traditional artist, digital artist, or literally a child with crayons. Yeah. But then again, there's some really, really cool bitchin' artwork that's been coming out of AI recently. Like we showed at the top of the show. You would be lying if you didn't laugh watching Super Mario run away from a police officer in a hot pursuit on the freeway. That shit's hilarious. And yeah, AI is getting really, really good. It's getting a little scary. So to tell me that you wouldn't want to see more, come on now, y'all. Come on. And then I'm a developer from xAI, and this is our first game powered by Grok and slave labor. Oof. So yeah, people just don't really have faith that xAI gaming studio can actually develop its own standalone game. Everything's going to be very much a copy-paste edit of what we've already experienced before. And that's why I think, you know, with xAI, it's like, are they really possible? Are they in the position to be able to take down a AAA studio? Maybe not anytime soon, but it might rattle the industry maybe within the next decade. I would not be surprised. I really wouldn't. What do you say, gamers? We will not be playing. It's really like that for some people. People are just like, if I see that there was any kind of style of use of AI, I am not playing. But then when you're on your whatever social media feed that you like to scroll on, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, whether it's Meta or YouTube Shorts, I'm sure you've been infiltrated not once but numerous times on AI work. And you don't refuse to skip. You watch. So what's holding you back from playing? If the game's good, right? Right? And nobody wants to play a game that was manufactured by AI. The point of art is that a human was behind it, and there's some meaning to everything present in the final piece. This is a terrible idea, and it's lazy. It's interesting when you get people outside of the entertainment industry and even just gaming industry in total that are just really not excited for the massive push from major entities wanting to utilize AI, when even before I even jumped on air, I saw a comment from Jason Bloom. Bloom Studios, Bloomhouse Studios, might ring a bell to y'all. The ones that are also getting into video game making, by the way. Even Jason Bloom is also calling out Hollywood, saying, if you guys don't embrace AI in some kind of capacity, Hollywood that we know it will be left behind. And maybe that was SAG's idea when they signed those original AI voice contracts, which I'm sure they're now regretting. Maybe we should have put a bit of a pause on it and did a little bit more homework before signing on all of these agreements, because we were just so desperate to try to get all the people that we represented back to work, which are actually having a harder time finding work more than ever today. Wild. Wild, wild stuff. So, which brings us to the big question. If AI starts making our games, will it truly capture the soul of gaming, or will it just speed run creativity right out of the industry? Let me know what's good. All right. Well, it finally happened. Sega and the International Olympic Committee have teamed up for what might be the most unexpected crossover since Helldivers 2 added Halo cosmetics, right? Because I thought they were done good forever. I thought they wanted to do the whole NFT things. Well, no. Sonic the Hedgehog is back. The blue blur who can't sit still for more than 2 seconds is now officially partnering with the Olympics, because nothing says athletic excellence quite like a hedgehog who spends most of his time collecting rings and smacking robots. So they're calling it the 5 Rings collaboration, which, let's be honest, sounds less like a partnership and more like Sonic's latest boss battle. It's got the custom artwork that features the Olympic rings with the Sonic spin, symbolizing excellence, respect, and friendship. Those are like 3 words you'll never hear during an online match of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Or any online match, matter of fact. But apparently Sega and the IOC are planning to roll out a whole merchandise line in 2026, and they're inviting other brands to join in, which means we might be just 2 years away from the official Sonic Olympic sneakers. Yeah, I'm anticipating it's going to come. And they're going to look pretty sweet. I mean, yeah, the shoes might promise, the speed like Sonic, but they're probably going to squeak every time you walk, right? We ain't a hedgehog after all. But the timing's perfect, too. Think about it. I mean, there is a lot of amazing development that's happening with the IOC, with the Winter Olympics coming up in Milan and the Summer Games hitting Los Angeles in 2028. I can't wait for the inevitable NBC broadcast moment where Sonic races an actual Olympic sprinter for charity and then somehow sets a new world record and steals all his rings, right? Because he can't have a medal. He only wants the rings. They can make it happen. Do it. You can thank me later when you see the idea coming from Rage Quit. But hey, maybe this is what the Olympics needed. A shot of pure, chaotic energy from a blue hedgehog who's been training for speed runs since 1991. So here's the question for gamers out there. If Sonic can be an Olympic ambassador, is there anything that can't be gamified next? So, gamers around the world had a lot to say about Sonic returning to the forefront for the Olympics with the following. So the first one reads, rest in peace, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, 2007 to 2024. Yeah, this whole deal got broke off with Mario and Sonic because it might have fell off your guys' radar, you gamers out there, and anybody that's a non-gamer that's supporting Rage Quit Video Game Talk Show. Yeah, the Olympics weirdly wanted to get in the whole NFT route, the non-fungible tokens, and really thinking that was going to be the new frontier for, preserving digital art and a new collection that nobody asked for. I mean, I remember even when my mom was very fortunate enough to be able to go to the Los Angeles Olympics, years ago, about how she prizes her own physical valuables, you know what I mean? And just to be able to have that instead of NFTs, like what the hell was the IOC thinking? I mean, they try to be so hip, but then they do lame shit like this. I don't get it. But then you also get comments like this, like, well, I had no idea. I had no idea that this was happening. Well, the reason the Mario and Sonic series ended was because the Olympics chose not to renew their agreement with Sega in favor of pursuing NFT projects, which, behold, the power of an Eggman. Oh, look, who came crying back? Yeah, I mean, it is kind of interesting why the IOC felt it was super necessary to bring back the blue hedgehog into the realm of the Olympics. There has been talks in the past behind the scenes with the IOC where they felt like they were losing the youth viewership, and they needed to find a new way to try to bring back the hype for what the Olympic Games brings for us every 4 years when it comes to the summer and winter games. And if you can relate to one of your favorite video game characters, you know, also getting a third movie in the trilogy, yeah, I mean, that might get you a little excited to go, hey, I don't want to miss out on that collab with Sonic in the Olympics, but this doesn't necessarily guarantee any of us that a new Olympic game is coming anytime soon. I would actually say that there will be no game, maybe a mobile game like they did in the past, but I don't know. Am I wrong? Let me know. Talk in the chat, fam. And so you come crawling back, Gabe. Yeah, they definitely did. Something about Sonic the Hedgehog really gets them excited all over again. But I wonder who at Sega headquarters has this long-standing relationship with the IOC. It's neat, but it just continues to be an unexpected pairing. And then a follow-up comment that reads, it's not different than any other sports license other than it's not suited for an annual release. No surprise companies like EA pass over it. Well, do we know in fact that EA did pass over it? I would like to think that Electronic Arts is watching very closely. As I explained in last week's episode, you know, the Saudi, the PIF, Jared Kushner's firm, and Silver Lake, they all got together to acquire this massive acquisition of Electronic Arts for over $55 billion, the second largest, up against Microsoft and Activision's $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, money talks, and it would not surprise me if the decline in viewership doesn't speed up, even with the additions of bringing skateboarding in, which was really, really cool, I got to say. But, man, the breakdancing, wasn't that lame? They got to really ramp that thing up. I wouldn't be surprised if the Summer Games starts throwing in a little bit of, some esports into it. What do you say? Would you watch Team USA versus Team Germany, Team Spain versus Team Mexico, and an all-out showdown with Sonic in the Olympics? Are we living in a multiverse? What are we doing here, fam? And then Sonic, what the heck? I'm green. I don't even freaking know. Yeah, that was a little bit of a shocker. I know some people were clowning on that. I mean, they needed to throw somebody in green, I suppose. Was that a good alternative? Maybe that's going to be a rare limited edition. View it like that instead of being mad, gamers. And then, to be honest, I'm sad the Mario and Sonic franchise is over. The Winter Olympics game on the DS had a really fun story mode. The Winter Olympics 2010 on the Wii was how I first discovered both characters. Holy cow, how old are you? What do you mean the Winter Olympics 2010 on the Wii was the first time you discovered Mario and Sonic? Like, what? You need to change your avatar profile. You come across like you're a middle-aged man, and then with Mr. _Rogers. Like, what are we doing? Really? Were people actually introduced to these video game characters for the first time because of these Olympic video games? That shocks the hell out of me. But here's my question to you gamers. Does this Sonic Olympics collab actually get you hyped? And would you like to see more Olympic-style games actually become a reality, whether it's another video game or at the Summer Games? Let me know what's good. But all right, let's start the segue because, man, this definitely needs to be addressed because there is a lot of information circulating, and I'm sure it might get some of y'all excited, but let me just explain, okay? Because gamers, this might sound shocking to you, but Battlefield 6 just did something we haven't seen in ages. The physical PS5 version of the game actually works. Like, you put the disc in and then boom, the game plays. And I know it might sound like a myth, something that your grandparents might have told you about when they spoke of the simpler times. And it all started because of a Reddit post by a user named Gracia Vlad, who somehow got their copy early, probably by sneaking into the EA warehouse dressed as, I don't know, Channing Tatum in The Roof Man. But the game installs straight from the disc and doesn't need an internet connection to play. Well, according to this Reddit user. And he says, yeah, no massive downloads. Like, no. We're going to wait to, have this thing download and ruin my entire night kind of an update. No, this is a good, clean, old-fashioned 68 gigabyte install right off the discs. So what does that mean? Well, if your Wi-Fi goes down, you can still pop in your copy and actually play the game. A concept so foreign in 2025 that it feels like discovering a new species. Because, let's be honest, the last few years of AAA physical games have been kind of a joke. Let's just be real. You get these like new discs, you get excited to play, only to discover it's basically like this glorified coaster with the download code slapped inside. And I love this game. I thought it was a blast, but it's a huge contrast from what we've seen lately. Games like Doom: The Dark Ages that ship with 85 megabytes, not gigabytes, megabytes. The ones that make you question why you even bought the disc in the first place. Well, that victory lap didn't last long. Turns out the whole Battlefield 6 is fully playable offline story. Well, yeah, false alarm. The dream is dead. I mean, I think we should have known that just by looking at the box art, because despite what some early reports claim, Battlefield 6 does require a persistent internet connection, even if you're just trying to play the single-player campaign. Yeah, you can't even get to the main menu without being online. The game literally refuses to boot unless it can phone home first. And so, as you can see, the box art even spells it out. Just look at the bottom left corner. Internet connection required. Do we all forget to read? But at this point, this thing might as well just read out, you're renting this experience from the cloud, soldier. I mean, remember when physical discs actually meant ownership? You'd pop it in, install it, and you were good to go. No strings attached. Now these modern AAA discs are about as useful as a floppy disk with Doom Guy's left eyebrow on it. And you could probably store less on them, honestly. And so now that even Battlefield players, can't even play campaign without having a constant Wi-Fi babysitter, I gotta ask, are we finally ready to admit that physical discs are just a fancy plastic download keys? Or do you still think that there is hope for offline gaming in the age of always online everything? Do you have faith? Let's go ahead and read the comments, because the first one reads, Day One patch be like, hello there. I know, right? You're going to get this massive, hey, thank you. I don't have to have Wi-Fi connection to download, 65 gigabytes. But on day one, when I want to go ahead and play a multiplayer game, yeah, you're most likely going to be downloading like 15 gigabytes on the spot. It's no different than when you jump on and try to play Fortnite. I mean, there's always going to be that one night after a long day of work, you just want to jump in and play, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I don't have a LAN cable. I have to literally sit here and download this stupid piece of crap update. For what? For what? For Delulu mode? What are we doing? I just want a game. And then the next comment reads, I'm pretty sure people want this out of single-player games so they don't have to worry about needing it to be online to download and play an offline game. I mean, it's nice that Battlefield 6 is doing it, but it wouldn't really be a problem if it didn't. Like, I understand what, like, Battlefield 6's claim. Like, the reports are already coming out. The game's going to be dropping in a couple days, but the campaign mode, unfortunately, is not long. There are early reports saying that the game is about 5 to 6 hours, which is a little disheartening, but what did we truly expect? I mean, we were all here just to get into conquest mode and fight fire with fire and topple buildings, jump in jets, ride on a tank, and join our comrades in another day to fight the good fight. So I get that those kind of style of games require constant internet connection, especially when I don't know. It would be a cool feature. You can play the campaign mode, and then some of the progression even in there can progress towards your online player. That might be kind of cool. Maybe there are certain weapon skins that you might get from completing a mission or whatever, and maybe that's why they need that constant internet connection. But for a single-player game, I'm totally with. I mean, that is one of the biggest gripes I have, especially with like Suicide Squad killing the Justice League. There was no need to have to constantly be online 24/7 for a style of game like that. And it just generally doesn't make any sense. To me, it is a way for these major studios to fully grasp control of their own content. You know what I mean? It's like that's why people have been screaming for so long, buy physical copies, but then again, it's hard to want to buy and support that notion when you go ahead and buy a PS5 bundle and you get Spider-Man 2 and then they just give you the code inside of the disc box art. Like, what? How dumb is that? I hate it. And then this comment reads, doesitplay.org will tell you what games are fully on the disc and which needs downloads. My sleepy ass read it as dogshitplay.org. Maybe they should acquire both URLs and just kind of combine it together and they'll send you all to the same website. I love it. But as you can see, you go on the website and yeah, I screenshot it for everybody that is tuning in live to Rage Quit Video Game Talk Show. Can't see that offline play is a no-go. So they already got an early copy of the game and they're telling you, don't believe one Reddit post, one Reddit hype, or just numerous articles, matter of fact, of everybody claiming like, wow, this is such a win for physical media. No, it is not. Electronic Arts, they do not care. Do we really anticipate them to put the whole game on it when they can't even figure out how to do that even with like Call of Duty? Why did we put so much faith in this studio to be able to make it happen? That I truly don't understand. And then Battlefield 6 had so many W's, the only modern gaming box left to check is that the game has to be broken day one, needs a day one patch to function correctly. Then with the follow-up comment that reads, it will have a day one patch just because they continue to work on the game while it's gone gold to be put on a disc and shipped around the world. Yeah. I would bet money that there's going to be a day one patch. Mark my words. Mark my words. And then Battlefield 6. Does it play offline? No. Does it require a download? No. File size suggests that there is a full game on disc, but it won't let you pass the screen. If you are offline, disc is probably good enough to prevent stains on your coffee table while having a pint, though. The classic coaster. Wow. Oh, boy, oh, boy. You always wonder, especially when you start seeing, like, Pawn Stars and shows like that, and you preserve a copy, like, let's say, Battlefield 6, and you never opened it from the wrap. Will it, over time, still hold the same kind of value as, let's say, the first edition of Halo that actually had the physical disc? You put it in the Xbox, and it boots to launch. Would this still hold up to the same value? Or is it on a per-game basis? I don't know. And then the last comment, the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 box art confirms that an internet connection is required to play the game, including the campaign. So there you have it. This was back in August 19th of 2025, and when this tweet was circulating at the time, there was a lot of angry gamers going after Activision Blizzard for just calling out corporate greed. If I want to play a campaign, why do I have to have constant internet connection? How is this gaming on the go? Like, sometimes I might be on an airplane. I don't know. I might be in open water. I might be in the Amazon rainforest. I need to play that campaign mode offline. Can you make that happen? Please? Pretty please. So there you have it. Can't believe everything you see online, fam. So let me throw this back at you. With disc now just a doorway to the internet, does physical media even matter anymore? Or are we all just renting our games from Electronic Arts and the rest of these AAA studios forever. Let me know what's good. But, man, I can't thank everyone for tuning in every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because without your support, gamers, this show would not be possible. And I just want to do, one last, throw up the lower third. I don't know. I hate that artwork. Why does it do that? The silliness of live stream. That looks nice. Look at that strapping young lad. Chris Collins, baby. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a live show. This will send you directly to my YouTube channel, so what are you waiting for? Love to hear from y'all. And HenricK the Wreck, while he is out from today's show, he is traveling all around the world, but I definitely want to make another shout out to him because I know that he would also love to have your support as well. So make sure you scan or screenshot that QR code so you never miss what's going on in the world of HenricK the Wreck. But, man, I can't thank you all for always tuning in live, and I want you to enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you around soon, fam.